morning and welcome. Happy Friday. Yeah, we made it through another week. Patriot Radio News Hour. I'm Joe Jaquint, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group, the physical delivery of wealth insurance, protecting you from a world that's absolutely lost their minds, and really more importantly, central bankers that can't find their backside with both hands, talking about gold and silver. 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number, the website at allamericangold.com. And it's Friday, and we've got a great new addition to the Friday Hour Fake News Friday. We're going to have Glenn, we're going to have Jason, me, Ramon, breaking it all down. You know, you got to do it now, because let's face it, pretty much if you're listening to any kind of news, it's fake of some sort, unless you get, but this is why people listen right here, because we tell you what's really going on. It's almost to the point, maybe we should bring back Jack Daniels Friday as well, because you really got to be hammered to believe a lot of the stuff that's out there. Glenn, you with us, Glenn?
I am with you. I'm reporting in Oceanside as we speak.
You know what? See, now Glenn, he's an East Coaster. He lives on the shores of Maryland, and he likes to brag about how he's hanging out at the beach all the time. Are you actually calling from the parking lot of the beach?
Yeah, because the beach is too windy. I didn't want it to mess up everything, but I literally will be toes back in the ocean in about a half hour. No problem.
There you go. There you go. All right. As soon as you're off the air, you're going right back in. Jason, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready to go.
Ready to go. Ready to rock and roll. We had before we get to the next segment, we'll do the fake news segment here coming up next. But I want to let you know we had the jobs number out today, and no surprise, it wasn't terrible. But it was below the expectations, 157,000 jobs. We also had another one of those survey sectors, and really just showing again the slowdown here in July. And actually, that one was well below what they were hoping for. And we'll talk more about that here in the following segments. But those were the big two pieces of economic data. The Chinese responded as they said they were. They've imposed tariffs now on another $60 billion. So, they can't do $200 billion because they don't even import $200 billion worth of stuff. But they imposed $60 billion worth of tariffs. One of the things, though, on a positive side, so gold's up $10 because the Chinese raised the margin requirements to short their currency. By the way, their currency hit a new low. Well, I won't say new, or not an all-time low, but another low into this cycle, getting closer and closer now to 7 renminbi to the dollar as they try to offset the tariffs that the Trump administration is putting on. But at least for today, they're trying to slow the decline a little bit, which is a good thing. That's led gold and silver, both of them have rebounded today. And, of course, the weak jobs number didn't help. And then the ISM survey data, that didn't help either. But that was kind of the big crux of what was happening in the world today. Glenn, you're the one. You do our fake news stuff for us. We got a good one headed up for this morning.
Oh, yeah, we can go. We got 2 rounds, and then we can do some comments. So
okay.
Here are the rules. Remember.
Give them the rules.
Fake. All right, 3 stories ripped from the headlines. 2 stories are legit. 1 is fake, and your job is to determine which one is fake. And if you're listening at home, you can play right along with us. Just yell at the radio. That's all you got to do. All right, story 1. Entire police force quits in Massachusetts town. The police force in Blanchard, Massachusetts, resigned Monday night because of faulty equipment, hazardous working conditions, and low pay. Story 2. Maxine Waters hit with a Federal Elections Commission complaint after her daughter rakes in $750,000 from campaign funds, and the daughter creates special sample ballots for California politicians. And then story number 3. A 6th grade student prints out a 3D gun, which was a Glock 45, at a school library due to the release of 3D templates on August 1st. All right, so is it story number 1, story number 2, story number 3? Story number 1 was entire police force quits. Story 2, Maxine Waters hit with a complaint. And then story 3, student prints out 3D gun.
Wow.
What do you say, Joe?
I'm going to take this one. I'm going to go first, and I'm going to be upset if I'm wrong, because I know that these 3D printers are expensive. So if the school is spending money on this, then, I know we've got a problem. So I'm going to go with the kid going to the school library to print out the gun, because I absolutely believe the graft and corruption. So the Maxine Waters thing, I believe that wholeheartedly. The police department walking off the job because they don't have good equipment, they don't make any money, and you live in Massachusetts, yeah, I believe that as well. So I'm going to go with the gun.
All right. Jason, what do you think?
After hearing these three choices, until Joe spoke, I had nothing made sense. They all sound like something that would be reported as truth. I had no idea. After listening to Joe, the school's not affording the printing machine. That makes sense to me. So I'm gonna agree with Joe. I'm gonna go with the printed gun.
All right, we have 2 for story 3. Ramon, what do you think?
I definitely think it is the story number 3 because of the 3D printer. Apparently, they can't even afford regular paper printers. So you're right. I don't think it's the 3D printer. Here comes the break now.
Okay, we'll get the answer after the break. Patriot Radio News Hour. Don't touch that dial.
I make my living off the evening news. Just give me something I can use. People love it when you lose. They love dirty laundry.
Patriot Radio News Hour. 800-951-0592, a Fake News Friday. Glenn, you gave us the 3 choices, the Maxine Waters daughter making all that money seems absolutely logical to me. The police force in that town in Massachusetts saying, hey, our stuff doesn't work and you don't pay us enough money. Yeah, let's face it. Anybody that lives in a blue state doesn't make enough money. And then, of course, the 3D printer, the whole gun thing and all these people making this huge, huge issue out of something. I believe that these 3D printers cost like $60,000. So, no, I don't believe that one. Give us the answer.
All right, well, you all get tomorrow off because you're all right. So good job. The fake story is the 3D printer. That's right.
Listen, I'm bringing my A game today. I haven't won yet. I'm going to win today. So the 3D printer, that was fake. All right, good.
But see, this is bizarro world, because when you look at story 1, the entire police force quits. Well, it's only 3 officers, but that's kind of funny. Okay, but they all quit. They just had it. Okay, and then Maxine Waters. There's so much corruption there, so you understand completely how that could happen. But you're right. There's such a hysteria with this 3D printer thing that happened on August 1st. It was a big court case that was going on with this. And the memes on the internet now are absolutely hilarious. I saw one yesterday where there's the great big, 10-wheel Russian nuclear missile truck, and somebody said, oh, I just printed out a nuclear missile on my 3D printer.
Well, I just thought of a great idea. They can make a sequel to Weird Science. But this time they can just use their 3D printer to print out their girlfriend.
I think they're doing that in Japan now with the dolls, so we better be careful with that one. So.
I have a question. Can you use a 3D printer to make another 3D printer? Ooh. I blew your mind right there. Thank you. Good night,
wow.
Good night, everybody.
I actually saw a documentary where they said in the future the machines will be making the machines, and I actually saw them with the machine printing up another machine and making it its copy.
Listen, so I think that's save that stuff for your show, Jason. That's just way too far out there. I don't want to listen or believe that stuff. But yeah, I do agree with Ramon, right? Because I keep reading all these articles that the end of civilization is near because everyone's going to be having sex with robots.
Oh,
that's too much. It's Friday. It's Friday. All right, Glenn. Round 2.
That definitely happens. I mean, Joe is totally right. I mean, the society goes in every direction, and nothing surprises me. That comment, it's not surprising.
All right, round two, moving right along. All right, story one, Army using drug waivers and bonuses to fill ranks. The Army is paying up to $200 million bonuses overall to fill the ranks, and then 2/3 of the waivers were for drug-related offenses, so they're spending a lot of money on bonuses. Okay, story two, teen tried to steal airplane to go to a concert. He was arrested on July 4th, and he was trying to go to a rap concert in another state, and asked if he could fly the plane. He said that, well, it didn't look too hard because it's just pulling levers and pushing buttons. And then story number three, China forces all religious buildings to fly the communist flag. Now, China only recognizes 5 religions: Christianity, Protestantism, Islam, Taoism, and Buddhism. And new religions can only apply to the Ministry of Religion for official recognition, but must have a high social score to qualify and take an oath of allegiance to communism above their own religion. So is it story one, Army uses drug waivers and bonuses to fill the ranks? Story two, teen tried to steal an airplane to go to a rap concert? Or story three, China forces all religious buildings to fly a communist flag? Joe, you're up.
Oh, no, I am not going to allow Jason and Ramon to ride my coattails. I will go last. Thank you very much.
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead, Jason.
I don't know this one either. I'm kind of mixed, but I'm just hoping it's the first one. I just think that one just, I don't want it to be true, so I'm gonna guess the first one.
Okay, Jason for number one. Ramon, what do you think?
I am going to go with the story number two, where the young kid wants to get into a plane to go to the rap concert. I believe that is fake because most people now who want to go to rap concerts can't even drive a stick shift, let alone fly a plane. So I think that would be way too much action for them to even try to fly a plane. Okay,
and Joe, what do you think?
What was number one again?
Army uses drug waivers and bonuses to fill the ranks.
Wow. I'm going to go, you know what, let's just do this because I believe that, yes, people are dumb enough to try to steal a plane to go to a rap concert and thinking, these millennials, they don't think, oh, yeah, it's just a few buttons. I believe that. Oh, yeah, how hard? I mean, I play Halo on my Xbox, so how hard can it be to fly a plane? I think that could be very possible, and it doesn't matter if it's a rap concert or I just want to go see my girlfriend. I believe that. The waivers, I think the Army, don't they always pay people? You know what? I'm going to go with three. I'm going to go with China and the whole religion thing.
All right, Joe, you are on fire today because that is the fake story.
Yes, winner
Yep.
right here.
I know. And look, you don't know how hard this is for me to come up with this fake news because all these stories are so bizarre and they're regular mainstream news. Okay, I got most of this off Drudge Report and stuff anybody could find. Okay, but yeah, the Army is using up to 2/3 of waivers for drug-related offenses, mostly marijuana. The guy did try to steal the airplane, and literally, I bet you he does fly planes on Halo and Fortnite and all that stuff. So he thought he could probably fly a plane. But yeah, in China,
I couldn't think of the stinking game that all these kids are playing.
Yeah.
Fortnite. Thank you.
Yeah, but that thing about China, they are going to make them put the flags over their churches, but all that other stuff that they had to do, that was completely made up by me. So yeah, you're right on that. Okay, so I tell you, I have to give CNN a lot of credit here because when they do their fake news, they really have to work hard to come up with all this.
Well, you know what?
That
You've been saying that it is really, really difficult. And speaking of CNN, have you seen this reporter and all of his crying that he's doing? Oh, they were mean to me at the Trump rally, and yet they come out and they say all these horrible things. What would they? What do they expect?
They fully deserve everything they get because CNN used to be good back a long time ago. I liked it, but now it's jumped the shark. It's terrible. You can't
I'd rather watch Maury than see. Well, that's not fair because I'd rather watch Maury than pretty much a lot of things. But That's really what we need to do. We should probably do that, right? All of the and all of it, CNN, Fox, CNBC, all of them. They should all be hooked up to the lie detector machine while they're giving out their opinions and all that. And then Maury can come out and say, and that was a lie. You know what I'm saying? That'd be great. We could have a drinking game every time they lied. You'd have to take a drink. I mean, you'd be intoxicated in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, you'd be blown out after the first segment. It's amazing.
What happened?
Now,
we were playing that drinking game, watching CNN, right? You know, that would be at CNN, would be outlawed at my house. But then, how about that New York Times editor?
Oh, that is crazy. I was, you know what? She's South Korean, and what's interesting about that is, you know, she has no idea about her. As a history teacher, this really upsets me because we just brought back the 50 remains of these men who died in Korea, and that brought her freedom, that so she could come from South Korea, and here she's over here pulling this kind of stuff. I mean, I would say it's unbelievable, but it's not unbelievable. It's totally believable.
You know, you brought up that great point about those servicemen being returned. For those of you that don't know, the New York Times hired. I think she's like the new head editor, or some type of editor for their paper. Sarah Hun is her name. And, you know, this whole thing about the tweets and, you know, they're going after these athletes that tweeted something back when they were like 16 years old, you know, and making these big deal about it. Of course, we know about like with Roseanne and all that. Here's some of the tweets that she has unleashed. And by the way, these are not, these are not super old tweets that she unleashed on everybody. Oh man, it's kind of sick how much joy I get out of being cruel to old white men. That was one of her quotes. I was equating he wasn't president at the time. I was equating Trump to Hitler before it was cool. Apparently, I did not know that was cool, but apparently it was. I opened my mouth to politely greet a Republican, but nothing but an unending cascade of vomit flows from my face. Okay, this is the new editor at the New York Times. Hashtag cancel white people. And white people have stopped breeding. You'll all go extinct soon. This was my plan all along. Are white people genetically predisposed to burn faster in the sun, thus logically being only fit to live underground like groveling goblins? Yeah, those were her tweets that she unleashed. Apparently now that makes her qualified to be the editor of the New York Times.
She also missed that white man can't jump.
She sounds like somebody that if she was alive during the 1930s and 40s, she would have been recruited very quickly into Stalin's army or Hitler's army, because that's that kind of rhetoric and that kind of power tripping that she seems to have this power trip. How important her views and her thoughts are. It makes total sense that she is in the media spouting that stuff off. It's typical.
And well, you know what I just love is apparently on that, and I'll say the left, but all of this stuff, you know, we in my son's farewell tour, you know, I've been talking about Joey's farewell tour, my wife, and yesterday's farewell tour. Last night we had dinner at Eric and Lori's house, and Eric was talking about, man, he goes, war's coming here. And he wasn't talking about like a war with China. He flat out said, he goes, cities are going to start burning, and talking about all of the rhetoric and the hate and all of this stuff, and really, it's incredible how, you know, they get, oh, Roseanne's got to go, right, and they fire her and this and that, and then you read these tweets, and you know what the New York Times did today? It's okay. She's good. We like her. And then you get to understanding the frustration. Right now, I can't. Not that I get the New York Times, and now, not that I was going to get it next week or next month, but yeah, not doing it now. But I just feel like it's something where all of this is happening, and it's happening everywhere. Glenn, it's got to be in Maryland.
Oh, it's prevalent here. It's terrible. We have a huge MS-13 problem over by D.C., and Baltimore is completely out of control. The governor, or the mayor rather, of Baltimore decided she was going to sue the petrochemical companies for global warming, and they've lost all over the place on that same case. I don't know what she's thinking, but it's unbelievable. I can hang on for the next segment too, by the way.
All right, yeah, Jason's got to run. I know, right? Jason?
No, I'm good. I'm good to go. I'm stalking my prey, the UPS truck, but I'm in a place where I can stay on the air.
Okay, I know. So Colorado, we've been stalking Silver Eagles in Colorado. They're there, right? The UPS drivers driving around somewhere in the Loveland, Fort Collins, Greeley, Johnstown area. Jason's got them. I don't know. Maybe it's technology. You got a tracking device in that Silver?
I talked to the UPS guys, and they gave me a place to go see if I can catch the UPS guys.
We'll be back right after the break.
This is the Phyllis Schlafly Report, presenting a daily conservative pro-family perspective since 1983 and continuing the legacy of Phyllis Schlafly. And now, from the archives of Phyllis Schlafly Eagles, here is Phyllis Schlafly.
A remarkable book was published back in 1981 called The 5,000-Year Leap, A Miracle That Changed the World by Cleon Skousen. It had a fair sale, then for many years just gathered dust on bookshelves. The television commentator Glenn Beck recommended reading this book, and it suddenly rose to the top 3 of Amazon book sales. The title explains the author's belief that the U.S. Constitution was a miracle that brought about more human progress than was made in the previous 5,000 years. Author Skousen explains the 28 principles of freedom that inspired our Constitution and became the foundation of our great nation. Let me tell you about some of these principles. A free people cannot survive under self-government unless they remain virtuous and morally strong. The only reliable basis for sound government and just human relations is natural law. The most promising method of securing a virtuous people is to elect virtuous leaders. Without religion, the government of a free people cannot be maintained. The proper role of government is to protect equal rights, not to provide equal things. The God-given right to govern is vested in the sovereign authority of the whole people. Life and liberty are secure only so long as the rights of property are secure. The highest level of prosperity occurs when there is a free market economy and a minimum of government regulations. Only limited and carefully defined powers should be delegated to government, all others being retained by the people. Strong local government is the keystone to preserving human freedom. And so the United States Constitution turned out to be a dynamic success formula that gave America a 5,000-year leap and enabled our nation to become a land of liberty and prosperity that is the envy of the world.
This has been the Phyllis Schlafly Report from Phyllis Schlafly Eagles. In 2016, the conservative movement lost one of our strongest leaders, but Mrs. Schlafly's work and her voice continue through this radio program, our work in Washington, and the influence you have in your own community. Be part of that legacy at phyllisschlafly.com. We encourage you to bookmark phyllisschlafly.com and join us again for the Phyllis Schlafly Report.
Welcome back, Patriot Radio News Hour, Fake News Friday. We got the whole crew: Glenn, Jason, Ramon, myself.
Aren't we cutting into Glenn's beach time though?
Yes, I know, right? But Glenn's making a huge sacrifice here.
Look, there's a big cloud blocking out the sun right now, so it's interrupting my tanning. So as long as that cloud stays there, I'm good.
Yeah, we have those. We have those too, don't we? They're called monsoons.
Boy, we had another doozy. It didn't happen at my. Mostly what happens here in Arizona when you see these monsoons is most people, all they get is dust in the wind. Then occasionally, it just depends on what part of town you're at, of who gets it and who doesn't. But I heard this morning driving into work that a neighborhood out on the west side, 15 homes got blown to the ground.
Wow!
Did you hear that?
I live in Peoria, and it was pretty good, but I didn't hear about the homes going down.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like, I was like, wow. So we've had weird weather this summer. It's been much more humid than it has been in years past. And I'll tell you right now, playing golf in 108 degrees and 35% humidity is not that fun.
Here in Colorado, the clouds are just moving in, and it's starting to rain. So we may be getting some of that wet weather that was there yesterday for you.
Well, we like it when it rains in Colorado. We like it when it rains and it snows there because then it all trickles down here and eventually gets to our water table. So that's good news because you guys have been pretty dry up there. At least, you know what? It could be worse. We could be in California. And, I'll just say this. I don't get it. Shouldn't we have the logging industry, pumping it out there so these things like that, these fires that are happening don't get as big as they are? I just don't understand it. I really don't.
You could start a lot of sentences that way. If we were in California, ...
Could be worse. You could be in California, right? Yeah, you're right about that. Having said all that, speaking of fake news, I would have sworn today's special was fake news because that's how good it is. Matter of fact, it actually was a little too good, and I got a call from our wholesaler. They had made an error on I get probably 3 or 4 times a day a price sheet from they're the largest gold wholesaler in the world. They have offices. They actually have 2 offices. It may actually be 3 offices here in the U.S. Then they got offices in Switzerland, Frankfurt, Hong Kong. Right, these guys they're massive, and they had made an error on the price of $10 Indians, and yesterday, and Jason can tell you this, I actually called Jason because we do an afternoon show in Colorado, and I said, Jason, I just got this deal. You gotta take advantage, and we ran these $10 Indians, and it was just an incredible price point. Right now, a $10 Indian, our regular price, $700 for a $10 Indian. A $10 Liberty, okay, same amount of gold, right? You got the Indians and the Liberties. Remember, the Liberties were the older of the two, and then Teddy Roosevelt thought the Liberty coins weren't majestic enough for America, and that he thought that the francs and the sovereigns, that the foreigners, that the whether it was like the roosters or the Helvetias or the British sovereigns, that they were better looking coins, and he wanted the United States to have coins that rivaled those. And so that's when we got the St. Gaudens, right? Augustus St. Gaudens came out, and he designed that coin. The Indians were actually designed, Bella Pratt did the Indian designs, but the U.S. $10 Indians, like I said, they're $700. The $10 libs are $680. That's the closest that they've been. I think every once in a blue moon, I can sell a $10 Indian for the same price as a $10 Liberty, maybe. Today and today only, this is a continuation of a pricing error by the largest wholesaler. Today, $670. Last night they were a little cheaper, but they honored the price and then gave me a deal for today. But this is just a pricing error. So take advantage. For the first time that I know of, a $10 Indian is going to be less than a $10 Liberty. $670 today at 800-951-0592. That is the toll-free number. If you've never ordered from us before, it is so easy. I promise you, there's not another company out there like us. When you call to place that order, I also have it online. So maybe if you don't believe me, you don't have to call. You can go to allamericangold.com, go to the shopping cart. You'll see the Indian there on sale, and you can order it that way if you like. But when you call us, you just need to say, I'd like the special. That's all you got to say. Arlene's going to say, well, how many would you like? And you just tell us, right? 1, 5, 10. At that point, obviously, she'll ask you if you want to pick it up in our office here in Phoenix, or if you want to pick it up in Colorado. But outside of that, we'll take your name, your address, your phone number if needed. And believe me, we don't call you unsolicited ever. You will not get a phone call from us out of the blue. The only time we'll call you is, hey, your product's here, come pick it up. Or some people like to be notified when their product ships or anything like that. You just tell us, I'd like the special. How many would you like? You can pay for it with a check or a credit card. We take Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express. There is a fee for the credit cards. You get it. You understand. We run all of our markups are single digits, right? We don't have the 20, 30, 40% markups of most of our competitors out there. So if you like what we do here, if you like the information we provide to you, order from us, and that's what keeps us here. $10 Indian. This is, at least as far as I know, and I could be wrong, maybe it's happened before in the 15 years I've been doing this. I don't believe so. First time that I know of $10 Indians, less than $10 Liberties, $670 this morning, 800-951-0592. When we get back, we're going to talk about, we got a big event coming in Colorado, and then Jason, if you're still with us, I want to update everybody on the progress that we're making at the radio station up there, and just talk about all the great things we're up to. Before we head out for the weekend, I want to make sure all of you are aware of all the things that are happening out there. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back right after the break. 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. U.S. $10 Indians, actually lower than the U.S. $10 Liberties. Remember now, the Indian series, it started in 1908. They produced them all the way through 1916. And then they stopped making them. And then they didn't make, as far as the $10 Indians, they made them. They didn't make them in 1917, 18, 1919. They made them again in 1920. Then they went all the way, I think it was to 1926, till they minted them again. Then again in 1930, and then 1932. And they did mint some in 33, but they allegedly have all been destroyed. So you really don't have, even though we'll say, 1908 through 1933, for most of those years, the U.S. Mint did not make them, which is why they carry that premium over the Liberties, especially the $5 Indians. They carry a big premium over the $5 Liberty. The $5 Indian, they actually had what they called an infused design, where they etched into the coin, and a lot of people thought that would carry the plague, so they made even less of those. But the reason why you normally don't see a $10 Indian for less than or a $10 Indian for less than a $10 Liberty is because of the fact they just didn't make, not even close to as many Indians as they did on the Liberties, and as I said, for most of the years that they were producing them, the Mint didn't make any. So that's why. So this is why today it's such an incredible value. U.S. $10 Indians at $670 at 800-951-0592. And especially really because the only reason why we got the deal, someone made a mistake. So that, I guess, it was good and kind enough of them to recognize it and allow me. I thought I was going to have to take it down because I was going to run it again today. But anyway, take advantage of it for the rest of the day, and then they'll go back up to that $700 price point. Jason, we got a big event coming up in Colorado.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I wanted to add to the deal on those Indians, Rod, our new advertiser, we're going to be having the event at Grandpa's Pond on August 18th. He was on the air when we ran that deal, and he's very knowledgeable about commodities and items and guns, the values. And as soon as he heard that deal, he bought 3 of them immediately.
Right
so,
he did.
He on the air yesterday. Rod, our advertiser, bought 3 of those coins.
So that just tells you it's a great value. Obviously, the event there at the pawn shop, they know gold and silver there. One of the things that we're encouraging you to do, all of our listeners, to help obviously support the people that help support us. Go through those jewelry boxes. You know you got them. You got that jewelry you don't wear anymore, or it's broken, or it's gone out of style. Bring it in. If you want to, you can bring it right to Jason at the radio station. Jason can bring it to Rod. One of the things, the event is on August the 18th from 11 to 3. We're worried that if everyone brings their stuff to the event, they just won't have the time to go through it and give you a value while you're there. So we want everybody to have some money available. We've got some stuff we're planning on doing there. So if you want to, you can go right to Grandpa's Pawn right now and do it, or you can bring it to Jason, and then that way when you come to the event, they'll have it ready for you, and you can decide if you like the price, you can take it. If you don't like the price, they'll give you your jewelry back, and they do diamonds as well. They don't do the rubies and the sapphires, all that stuff, but they do the gold, silver, the flatware. If you have diamonds, they do that as well. Correct, Jason?
Yeah, you're right on all of that. He said even on the colored stones, you can bring those in, and he will tell you where to go because he knows the guys that can handle those for you also. So Rod's not only a good buyer and seller, he's a wealth of information and knowledge on what to do with the things that even he doesn't understand what to deal with.
And now I heard that the shop there is got a wildlife feel to it. They've got mounted animals and all kinds of different stuff. Matter of fact, I was told that you were there Saturday. He put you to work.
Yeah, he's pretty excited about the event. He knows people are going to show up, and so he's dressing up the place. He's getting the taxidermy put in the right place, and he had 2 new elk's heads he needed to hang, and he's more of a measure once, hang twice kind of guy instead of doing it measure once. Yeah.
Instead of measuring twice and hanging once, he likes to go the other. Well, you know what? I relate to that.
And so he put me to work. He had these 2 new trophies to put up, and we had to move the moose. He has a full 8-foot tall moose in there that we had to move, and then he had to pull the alligator off the wall. So I was. My wife Brooke has pictures of me carrying the alligator, and we dressing up the place for the event.
And now he is a major gun dealer. His prices are way better than the big box stores, and I know that a lot of us out there do that. Glenn, he told us yesterday, Glenn, that Glenn's already gotten a gun from Rod, and Glenn's in Maryland. That your gun shipped the other day.
Yeah, I'm excited to get that because it's a pre-World War II M1 Garand, and just because of that makes it really collectible. And as you know, I'm going to shoot it. So right. That's a given.
Glenn has a problem, in case you guys don't know this. He likes to shoot stuff. So anyway, when we get back, final segment coming up, we're going to talk about what the things that are happening at the station as well. Don't touch that dial. Patriot Radio News Hour. Make sure you get some of those Indians. Final segment of the week coming up. 800-951-0592. Gold's up $8, $1,216 right now. Silver higher as well. Silver $15.50. The Dow is mixed. The jobs number came in light. The ISM survey data came in light. China introduced $60 billion in new tariffs as well. So there was a lot of things going on in the world today. We had Fake News Friday. We had our wholesaler make a pricing mistake, and he's being a good sport about it and allowing us to run $10 Indians for less than a $10 Liberty today. So $10 Indian, $10 Liberty, $680, $10 Indians today only $670 at 800-951-0592. We are talking about the event that we have coming up in Colorado. For those of you that want to, do some advertising, whether it's in Colorado or here in Arizona, listen, we're going to stand with you. So get on board. We got a lot of great things coming up here in Arizona. I can put you in touch with Dave Herman. He does a great job for KXXT up in Colorado. We can help you get all set up there as well. We got a lot of great things happening. You guys got training today, you and Cody, and I think Brian, right, Jason? We're going to learn how to use the system that KHNC's got in place there to try to get this radio station back on its feet again.
Yeah, we're partnering up with KHNC and trying to make a smooth operation, learn the equipment, and know that Cody isn't by himself trying to man the ship. And we're going to support that, and we're going to learn the systems and get ourselves trained.
And that's so. Today's day. Today is the first day that you and Cody and Brian are all going to be learning how all of this works. I know, and Brian's already done a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and so now, hopefully, as this starts, all the stuff we've been working on behind the scenes will start leading to things that are going to be noticeable here in the near future, right?
Yeah. So we've set the training up a month ago, and through the process of learning about this radio station and all the things that's involved with getting shows on the air, we ran into other things that delayed the training because we actually physically didn't even have the ability to have Smarts contact us and do the training. And Brian,
right. There was a lot of, like I said, we've been doing a lot of work, and now we're getting ready here to really start going. Just wanted to keep everybody. I know we've talked about it before, so now you have an update as to what's happening there. And those of you out there, maybe you've been thinking about doing a show and you want to do something like that, we can start doing all that stuff. Let us know. Give us a call. Come to the event. I know already, I'll tell you this, when Rod said it on the air multiple times, how well it's been going for him, because really he's the first advertiser we've brought, and it's paying off in spades. So let us know. Get in touch with us, and we can help you out. 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. And, of course, the way you help us out, by picking up the phone and placing an order. Jason, thank you for being with us. Glenn, we love it. Fake News Friday. We'll see Glenn next week again. Ramon, great work as always. And everybody remember, I won today. Pick the Radio News Hour. Have a great weekend.